to do an activity that really helps us identify our emotions and how to express that. I know our last video on deep breathing could be helpful on trying to regulate, but obviously, how can we verbally express what we're feeling? So this could actually be an activity that could be done with your kids at any age. So this could be done from little toddlers, preschoolers, school age, all the way up to teenagers and adults. So obviously, it's going to look a little bit different each time, and then obviously the vocabulary is going to continue to change. So the thing I like about this is that you can always revisit it. It doesn't ever end really. I say always revisit and add new words, help children describe and identify those feelings. Obviously, as we get older, teenagers are going to start experiencing new feelings and thoughts, and this is where a lot of those new, more perplexed feelings come in. So this is something fun to always revisit. This can be done in so many ways. It could be done with pictures, acting out, just words, writing. I mean, you could do so many things with it. So today I just chose, I chose to do it this way. I actually never really done it this way, but I was trying to see what I have in hand. So that's why we say, there's never no one way to do this. You could do this in so many ways. Just look up, how to do a feelings activity or chart. Um, and it could show you so many. So I just, again, did this because this is what I had. Thought it was a cute new way to do it. So today I have five, usually you'll see five levels, which is like a green, blue, yellow, orange, and then red. And then feelings obviously starting with the really happy at the bottom and then going all the way up to angry. With mine, I chose to draw my face in the front. So this is, you can't see the color here that good, but this is green. And I love this activity because you can draw it out together. You can draw it out and have them act it out afterwards. Um, so there's really no right or wrong way. Like I said, you can even put all of them on one plate, one on each side, and then the feelings in the back. So I chose to give each one its own plate. Um, so yeah, so you could draw it out, act it out, have them act it out, and try to identify. Ask them, how does he look? How do you look when you make this face? What are you feeling? There's so many questions that could go with this. It's really open ended, and see what they share. Obviously, again, what little toddlers are going to share is going to be completely different because they may only know kind of the really basic, like happy, versus a preschooler may share an extra emotion or two depending on their language. And then obviously as they get older, different words will come in. So there's no right or wrong. This is where you come in as the expert in sharing those emotions, sharing new words. So for instance, we kind of use like happy, excited, proud, surprised, loved, silly, calm, brave. So I really wanted to try to introduce different feelings with those faces. For example, one big word we've been working on is brave for certain situations. Um, there's never no right or wrong. It really depends on what language you want to start introducing at that age. Like I said, just continue to expand their vocabulary. So then our next face right here, not happy but not sad, so kind of in the middle. So obviously, like I said, this could look very different for everyone. I chose to use this face more for like sad, shy, jealous, sick, impatient, tired, sort of confused. Um, so again, I chose certain words just because of certain situations that we've been going through lately. Uh, like I said, there's no right or wrong. I say look at your family, look at what that child is going through. So this is just something that we chose. I chose to put sad in this one versus some people may choose to put it in the yellow. And I'll show you why I chose to do it like this way, just because, like I said, to me, I decided to differentiate it a little bit differently. But like I said, there's no right or wrong. I chose my yellow, which looks a little bit like a sad face, so a little bit more what I felt like a higher level of feeling. So I chose to use mine more for like scared, hurt, disappointed, worried. So I chose it more for like fear, or a higher level of kind of like sadness almost. Um, And like I said, no right or wrong. This is kind of like, he looks a little bit angry. This is my orange. But he's not actually all the way angry yet. For me, I chose him to be more like for those situations where maybe we're having a little bit of a meltdown, a little bit of a tantrum, um, because of different situations, not necessarily that she's angry. So sometimes little kids may use the word bad. I know we're trying to aim away from that word, but obviously if a child's first is maybe that's one of their first words they may know. Obviously, you don't want to discourage or negate them, but then how can you introduce different words? So, sometimes they're really not being bad. It's just, they're really tired. They're tired, they're sleepy, they didn't get their nap. This is where a meltdown starts coming in. So this is why I chose to use some of these words to really describe that feeling, that action, because of a certain situation that, typically maybe for some kids and some adults, missing a nap is not going to cause them to be at this level. They may be more at a yellow or at blue. And for some children, if they really miss that nap, they're going to be straight up in the orange zone. So this is kind of the words that I chose for this one. And then we have our top level red. So Fred, here's his face. We chose words like angry, mad, disrespected, furious, annoyed, aggressive. So kind of more those extreme anger, which is why I chose not to put him in the orange. Um, so this is kind of our activity, like I said, as they grow, as kids grow, as you try to introduce new words, obviously, depending on the age will depend on the words you choose. So like I said, you can always revisit, you can always change up the activity. It doesn't have to be the same way. You could do so many things with this activity, not necessarily this activity, but just this thought and how you want to introduce it could be so different, obviously, with each kid. So I hope it was something helpful. But I want to talk really quickly about how are we gonna, how do we share this? How do we use it afterwards? And obviously, this is gonna look a little bit different. So, a lot of times when we try to express ourselves with people, we say, "You did this, you did that," which can cause the other person to be very defensive, whether it's a kid or an adult. So one tip for sharing your emotions and thoughts after an incident, and again, doesn't have to be bad. It can actually be a very happy situation. Is starting with "I feel." I statements could be very helpful in communication. It allows the other person not to be defensive, be open-minded when you're trying to share, and especially when you're trying to share something really important or a feeling. So like I said, practice during the happy moments because it is easier for us and as adults to start practicing, or as humans, not as adults, but as humans to start practicing. It's easier when we are happy versus if I'm angry with my daughter, I'm upset with her because she did something, I'm not going to go straight to my I statement sometimes because I'm still practicing myself. So I say practice with your happy moments. Oh, I feel really proud, that you went, you know, I felt really proud when you went to the bathroom by yourself. Start off with those easier moments versus an angry moment because you're not gonna go to your I statement all the time. And if you do, congrats. But most of us don't. It takes a lot of practice along with it. Like I said, especially for those angry moments, try to use those I statements. I felt really upset, that you didn't do your homework or something, or I felt upset because you interrupted me. So whatever the situation is, feel free to get to whatever you guys are doing. But try to start with those I statements to really open up conversation. Practice, open communication without being defensive, and things like that. So I hope this was something helpful for everyone, not just the kids, but even us as humans. Sometimes we need to vent, even when we talk to other adults. Communication can be very hard, especially with all the stress that we're all going through during this time. And actually, I want to add stress on here after this video. So, hope this was something helpful. I hope it's something that you could do with your kids. Like I said, revisit it and just keep practicing. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be something that you do the first time and even the second, third, fourth, and fifth. Just practice, 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 and little by little, it'll become easier. So I hope this was something helpful, and I'll see you next time.